Lloyd,
What?
any particular reason why you're making all the noise in the world?
Yeah, are you okay over here? What's going on? Oh.
How do I say? It's not necessarily my doing.
You appear to have had an accident.
Yeah. But at least
You
I didn't go
think?
through your roof. Yeah.
Where's the catapult? Where's the trebuchet?
It came from the sky, and it's very bizarre that like you're not addressing it because, you know.
Why is yours sat on the top roof of your house and mine plummeted through my entire base and killed everything?
Well, I guess the moon likes me better.
What did you make your house out of? Is it lined with like solid iron blocks?
Nah, it's mostly nether brick, but then again, Silent does have a bedrock farm.
Yeah, yeah.
We should
We may
probably
have
start
invested
building out
in
of
some
that.
of that. Yeah.
I almost thought then for a second that maybe the nether brick itself was protecting it. Maybe your little idea of a hidey hole in the nether is paying off after all. But no, it's bedrock.
I think you're reading into it too much. It's just another brick. And the moon just likes
Fox,
it.
Fair enough. Yes.
shut up.
What?
Sorry.
There's a name tag inside.
Is there?
Yep.
You've got better eyes now.
Yeah,
Maybe I should-
there's a name tag inside. It's disappearing,
It's
but
his
it's
goggles.
there.
Yeah.
How is there a name tag inside the maybe
That
it's
doesn't
maybe
sound
it's not
safe.
a moon thing. Maybe it's a prank.
It's not one of ours. It's too long to be one of ours. Looks mildly creeperish, but
There's a hole in there. Ah!
Foxy, can you die before we? Like,
I don't want to go back in. It's
can you
dangerous
wait
in
for us to uncover the dangerous alien?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Hello there.
there.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
It's nice to meet you.
if you want us to take you to our leader, I'm gonna say that it's Foxy and you can eat him.
I'm not a real creeper.
I
I
figured.
don't think I should be a leader. I don't.
Do you
I
come in
don't-
peace? I mean, you kind of attacked one of our builds already.
I have fish.
Ooh,
Lots of fish.
That's reassuring.
very nice.
Moonfish,
Moonfish.
and it stacks with my cooked salmon, which is quite
Yeah,
handy.
can I have some of that for like basic research?
Moonfish. I'm not really making a great first impact, am I? Literally.
Honestly, the impact is great and it felt. Let's put it that way.
I'm really
you've sent
sorry, but
shockwaves through the
you're not a
server.
member of this realm, so you're gonna have to go.
So while you guys were pointing around aimlessly, I kind of looked it up and it seems that that's Ecko Soldier from YouTube.
Oh, hi.
Hello?
Who's that?
That would explain his name tag then.
I know, right? It's almost as if all we had to do is Google him. So that's basically what do meteors do in this world. Destroy Foxy's base, and
Deliver
bring
YouTubers.
players, apparently.
And set me on fire!
Oh
again.
no!
Right, that's it.
Oh,
This thing's
that's great.
going.
Well, welcome to Truly Bedrock. I guess you're on the whitelist now.
Thank you. Hello.
What is up, the world of the living? My name is Lex and welcome back to Truly Bedrock. Friends, I'm just about done clearing out the meteor from my roof. Let's take a quick look at that. And would you believe it? Ecko Soldier is now on Truly Bedrock. That's right. We've given him a quick tour around the place. We basically gave him a world tour, and I'm not sure what parts of it I'm okay with releasing right now because I haven't seen his episode on it just yet. So I don't know what parts he's keeping in, what parts like you would like to see, and what parts he would like me to not publish, because we did hang out for quite a while even behind the scenes. Actually, his little shack that he has for now in the plains nearby by the Silence area is approximately somewhere over here, and I can just easily visit it. Yeah, here it is. I even left a sign here, last documented residence of Ecko Soldier. So that, but the world tour we've been giving him opened my eyes onto a little bit of a problem. A little bit of a problem that we have around. Two problems, in fact. First of them is that the only nether portal I have to my base, the only nether portal leading to it, is over here. And even though I am using this area to breed up villagers and kind of experiment with them, it's quite ways away from the area in which I actually live. And on top of that, do you know what came up the most during that world tour? That's right, the birch atrocity. that I have right underneath my butt in the spot where I live in.
Yes, please. Show me your fun builds and your builds that are made out of birch.
Look no further than next door.
This is the most unusual build I think I've ever seen. Ever.
Yeah, I'm so tired of having to justify its existence to everybody else. In case you're wondering, Sloy, why have you built it out of birches if everybody on the server, including you, hates birch? And the explanation is really simple. It's because I knew from the very get-go, from the very beginning, that this here will not be used, will not be seen. It all will be covered up by some sort of a even bigger contraption, not even contraption, but like by some sort of architectural marvel, and no one will have to witness it. And now that we're basically done adding kelp farm, sugarcane farm, basically all the farms that I originally planned, the only one I still want is the wheat and bread farm, because they will produce seeds for us. I feel it's about time I did something about it. Friends, this is episode 41 of Truly Bedrock, and this is the episode in which the birch atrocity will finally be hidden away under some sort of architectural thingy. I don't now quite know what. First and foremost, check up on my material box. Where's my buildy stuff? There's my buildy stuff, there it is. We got a bunch of red nether brick, regular nether brick, and... no, that's only some black wool, that's not nearly enough. The dark oak and spruce supply is fairly good, plus I have bone blocks. Basically everywhere. And look at that! We actually can create quite some concrete if we wanted. I recently flattened out the area for the next issue of the newspaper, so I'm basically drowning in sand at the moment. Meaning, of course, that we can create a bunch of concrete and maybe even grey one. I don't know why, but for some reason, this thing strikes me as a little bit of factory-ish build. Maybe because it's basically is a factory, so I would definitely want to maybe do that. Another issue is that I don't at the same time want to incorporate any of its original shape. Basically, the way I see it, in my mind, this is going to be entirely covered up just into a giant cube. And then there's going to be a bunch of creepers spawning inside, but that's an issue for another day. Okay guys, I started by adding this, I don't know, archie bead. They're not 3 rectangles, basically to mark out exactly where the entrance is, because, well, I already had it sketched out and I really wanted this room to function as my main room. Naturally, this area also will come in handy later, once I figure out the super smelter I want to be hooked up into the bamboo farm. And, yeah, recently I've been having a little bit of a resurgence of comments telling me that I skip, like, far too much of progress during my videos. So let me know in the comments down below if you think that I should show more on camera. My one problem is that usually I'm basically used to showing people everything that I want to show them in time-lapse, but on Bedrock Edition it's really complicated and hard to make a time-lapse, so as a result I just kind of do stuff off camera instead, which is not perfect, I admit. So today I will try to break away from it and kind of show my creative process, which admittedly is not that processy and fairly uncreative. First and foremost, I made these arches basically touching the area itself, but they themselves will not specifically be a part of a build. They will actually be covered up too. I want the walls of this area to basically go something like this, 1 block away from the actual walls of the farm, just to not interfere and also to give myself potential for going in depth. Literally in depth. Basically I want potentially go 1 block deeper and kind of blast into a wall, if that's how you would say it. So the shell, the actual shell of a build, will be something amongst, okay, not even these lines, amongst these lines. We'll bother about the sideways bit tiny bit later, and I want to take a quick note that the arches that I made here are only as tall as the kelp farm. that part of the melon farm and that part of the kelp farm are still higher, which will just add additional challenge in the architectural style, as I will have to gauge their height separately and try and incorporate it into the design of the roof, which honestly I'm really looking forward to. It's really gonna be not high, fun. So let's try adding another arch like rectangle bit over here, and then we'll start planning out the actual look of the house. Yo gang, you wanna check out some pro strats? That's, yeah, some lit architectural hint. If you wanna check out, like, basically figure out where an edge of a structure is. Concrete! Oh. I guess you might want to drop the concrete on the edge of the actual structure. There we go. That's better. Okay, so that checks out. Could have just looked up, mind you. And I'm not gonna lie, this actually already looks much better. You just added some lines and it just instantly looks nicer. It's gonna look even nicer after the lines are gonna be reinforced with the gray of the brick. And when the rest of it is gonna be interconnected with the brown of the planks. And then we're gonna throw some red highlights. Just trust me, it will be epic. But first we need to kind of plan out exactly what is going exactly where. We will need to put a facade on basically every single one of those, because we cannot do what we did in here, where you can see this area of the roof is the triangle, essentially. We cannot just put a roof over it the same way in a triangle, because, well, freaking look at this. Look at this. It's awful. All of this stuff is gonna have to be accounted for, and yeah, I'm not gonna be just really happy with it. So instead we will be, obviously, doing it more carefully. I want these little triangles, I don't know, the facades of the attic, to kind of frame the most important parts, and maybe even on the corners. So we're gonna have one over here, obviously we're gonna have one over here, and then we probably are gonna have one over here. Because, well, this is supposedly the front side. That side between the buildings doesn't really matter, though we will have another triangle probably over here, even though it's not going to be like a full triangle to both sides. It's just going to be cut into the actual roof of the area. Am I making sense? You know what? I'm just gonna grab some different colored blocks, probably cobblestone, and sketch that out for you, so you can see what I'm talking about. And both of us are gonna make sense, and trust me, it's gonna work out just fine. So here's the thing, usually I would just remove this and, you know, do this entire thing off camera, but because today we're going for that entire thought process, I gotta show it to you, and this looks terrible. Honestly, I dislike this because it's bigger and kind of potentially fancier than whatever this is. And I'm not gonna out-detail that building, mind you. So we can't go for a triangle roof because this house here cannot possibly be done in the same architectural style as this one, even though it's gonna be done out of the same materials. Because this build is different in the purpose. This is some sort of a machinery, this is some sort of a factory. I want it to be much more steampunkish, much less fancy, much less Victorian. So how are we gonna do that? Well, for one, factories rarely have Art Deco triangle as a roof. You know, just a general observation. So this will have to go. We will settle for a much nicer curvy, yet not triangle, like flat yet curvy roof, alright? Does that make sense? Probably does not, but we're gonna try it anyway. We're gonna remove, actually we're not gonna remove this. We're gonna actually try to a side by side for it, mind you. So we will 1, 2, 3, and then maybe, and if you ever thought that I like planned stuff out beforehand and that this is not my actual process, like if you thought that my actual process isn't just placing stuff around and seeing what fits and what doesn't fit, well, you're about to be really surprised and very disappointed. Okay, let's just drop down, fly off. Yeah, this looks mildly more industrial, even though I did build it mildly off-center. That particular part is just off by 1 block. And then I went freaking off camera and decided to use observers and droppers as a part of my design. Would you look at that? Yeah, the droppers I've been using since Minecraft 1.6, and I don't mean like Bedrock Edition Minecraft 1.6, no. Ever since they introduced this sideways texture when you point a dropper upwards or downwards, ever since then I've been using them. Also, alternatively, you can use the observers pointed upwards or downwards for decoration, because they have this stupid triangle thing. Well, it's not a stupid triangle thing, but still though. It's there, and you can use it, and it actually looks, now that I think about it, much nicer than the stupid red eye. But the red eye might go alright with the red nether brick, because they're approximately the same color, so I don't actually know which one I would prefer. I will leave both for now, and these will be like the false windows, like the ones I did around here. You see, it looks like these are windows, right? But in reality, those are not, and they're just blocked off with the black concrete powder, just to create the illusion of there being a window, but without actually having it show anything. That's the plan really. False windows will be a little bit of a, you know, overarching theme for this build, because the area down here, this little fourth of this quarter of a building, will be decorated much like these ones, because that will be the area that I will actually live in. That will be the area that I actually go to, and in which I have my little storage room, my little, you know, my little drop down into the mines, my super smelter, that kind of thing. Meanwhile, then 2/4 of the build will be just a very large area of basically brown, brick, very vertical lines is what I'm trying to say. And then at the very top I'm gonna add a little ornament like this one on top of the original basement of the area, just to kind of outline the roof and suggest that the roof is there, but because the roof is flat, nobody really cares. And once again, this is a factory building. Most of them usually have very tall roof-like things, like not very tall roof. What am I saying? Very tall windows with which is how the light comes in. And at the same time, they usually have flat roofs, because it's a factory building. Who freaking gives a care? Also, I've been thinking about adding lamps, because steampunk is lamps. Potentially a bunch of, you know, kettles and, you know, large chunks, large cauldrons with water, because steampunk is obviously steam, which is water. And of course, I thought maybe adding a bunch of smokestacks, because steampunk is, after all, it does rely on heat to produce steam. So it's a bunch of smokestacks. They will probably be really handy and very, very good as to suggesting what this building is actually all about. We'll see. I'll give it a try, but honestly, I'm gonna just start skipping more and more of progress that I'm gonna do off camera, simply because, my friends, this video is getting way too long. Yeah, this looks actually really nice. Where are you rattling, buddy? I can hear you. Come out! Face me! Okay, yeah. This is a really nice way that I implemented one of the smokestacks. But I did kind of give up and add a little bit of a slopey roof on the side, mind you. It's the only place I can add it, actually, because, well, yeah. It's where the entire area kind of dives down and allows me to add it. If not for that, I would have been kind of screwed. I can continue actually this line of thinking with the roof, and it might, let's see, 1, 2, step, 1, 2, step. Yep, it actually goes over the actual farm. So this is really, really nice. The problem is that this line of the roof, hi phantoms, has no one, like, has nowhere to meet with another line. It simply has to go all the way up and then be stopped by the flat roof, as far as I understand. I have no other choice, and that's why I'm kind of hesitant about continuing it, but really, what am I to lose? Seriously, this is gonna look pretty nice regardless, and even if I have a slope roof ending in a flat roof, this is actually something I already did a couple of times in my Minecraft career, and it worked perfectly fine. So let's just give it a try and see what it looks like. Okay, if there's gonna be something that you learn from this video, is that Ecko Soldier is on the Truly Bedrock now. But if there's something else, then it should be this. Check this out, alright? Looks pretty nice. But then... Okay, I'm sorry for that sound. My point is buttons on fences and fence posts and walls and like, wow. This has been a thing in Bedrock since basically Aquatic update. So much so that you can actually place a repeater on a fence post for whatever reason. I have not found a logical use for this. But you can do that, and it even works with a button placed right next to it. So this is a thing that you can do, and it's super useful for when you have a fence way like this and you don't have any string on you to kind of make the little fence posts, the wall posts actually, into their more pointier variety. Let's see how it looks from afar, and yeah, it doesn't look from afar, you can't really see it, but whatever guys, you know my point. There's just a little cool trick that I picked up and I thought that you will appreciate also. Well, would you look at that? It's a bit eclectic and not quite exactly what I want, but not exactly what I wanted before. Right now, I'm actually pretty fine with this. But this is getting somewhere, and it's so much better than just... wow. I am so glad that I finally got around to doing this, and yeah, at the very least there are only three quarters more of this, and not the entire area. Oh my, how am I gonna decorate the other sides of it, considering that they are even worse, just, you know, schematica wise. Now I know why most of the, you know, people who play Minecraft just leave their freaking farms either underground or undecorated. But no, we cannot have the council, the pretty beautiful lovely council build, be a neighbor to the just a birch box. No sorry, no more will everybody make fun of me, and especially not Ecko Soldier. But then again, he probably won't. He currently is living out of a stone box. Good point. Good point, Zloy. Thank you, other Zloy. Anyway, guys, thank you everyone so much for watching. This has been ZloyXP. This has been Truly Bedrock. Do let me know in the comments what would you add or subtract from this design. I am really liking the middle piece. I'm super in love with this one, the red one, and I am kind of on the fence, but pretty pretty fine with the white bit over here. And yes, I did skip a little bit over here. Well, we will be kind of filling that in too later. It's just that this video seriously is getting too long. And while I feel that I did my best to explain what I'm generally doing, I did not explain anything of what I'm doing whatsoever. We might have to bring back the blueprint mode. And if you know what the blueprint mode is, then yeah, let me know down in the comments. It's a thing that I haven't used for a while, and it's a thing of beauty, everybody. Anyway, do subscribe, do leave a like, to be continued. Have a good one, bye bye.